All right, everybody, welcome to tonight's training. Once again, this is Larry Beecham, Larry the Champion Builder, and I want to teach you all an incredible method that has changed my life. When I had money challenges, this is one of the key things that I did to get beyond those challenges, and it kind of morphed into a front end business model that I use all the time as a way to build rapport, create relationships, et cetera, and so forth. And so I want to introduce you tonight to what I call the micro coaching method. And everybody listening to me can do this. You'll be shocked at how easy this is. And I do not have anything to sell at the end of tonight's training, so you don't have to worry about a build up to a sale of any sort. What I do have, though, is an invitation to a training that I'm going to do that's more in depth. If you'd like to participate, I'll give you the way you can do that. But there's no buy button at the end of this. There's nothing to purchase. So I really just want you to relax and take notes and be focused because, as I said, I believe this could help you tremendously. So thank you all for jumping on to this training. So I want to jump right into this and hopefully wrap this up in the next 15 to 20 minutes. I think there's enough value here that we don't have to go an hour. All right. Hopefully we won't go an hour. But anyway, let's jump into this. So first of all, who is this for? And when I thought about this, I kind of came up with this. This is for anybody who tends to give away a lot of valuable information in person, online, or over the phone to people, but you don't get paid for it. And you know that you should be getting paid for it. Do you have that, you ever say to yourself, man, I should be getting paid for this. You probably have these conversations that, someone wants to pick your brain. And the next thing you know, you're in a coffee shop trapped for an hour while they're basically taking all of your value and they walk away smiling. They implement what you have and they go on to do great things, but they did it and they didn't pay you, right? Um, hmm, that's painful. And a lot of you have that problem. So I'd say that this is for you. And I want to kind of walk you through a method that can hopefully help you overcome that tremendously. Now, there's a lot of people who struggle, to get ahead financially. I've been that person many, many, many times, and maybe you're on this call and you're like that. Well, if that's you, what I do really well is I teach people how to print money on demand, plain and simple. I talk to people on a daily basis about their walk around knowledge and how that is their business. A lot of us have signed up into business opportunities. We swiped our credit cards for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, buying programs, buying products, buying opportunities, buying training and coaching and all sorts of things. But the truth is, it's always been on the inside of us, in my opinion. And I'm on a big soapbox about that. You have lived long enough to have enough value that somebody else needs to pay you for so they can get across whatever bridge they're stuck. They're stuck on the other side of, okay? So anyway, that's what I'm really, really good at. And so in this training, I want to show you as an example, this is a snapshot from one of my PayPal accounts. And in that PayPal account, I generated $64,803.68. And I did that without pitching a business opportunity, using nothing more than my ordinary walk around knowledge. And I did it 97% over the telephone. And the other 3% was in video conference. So basically 100% person to person, just depends on, the situation. I didn't really do any of this face to face. I just picked up the phone and I made it happen. But I'm going to walk you through how I got to that point. Now, what I don't have here that I forgot to show you is the screenshot of the transactions, because the transactions go from as little as $7 to $10, like $7 or $10, all the way up to multiple thousands of dollars. And not only that, some of those transactions are recurring payments. In other words, some of the walk around knowledge that I was able to transfer to the other person was good enough for them to pay me on a retainer in case they need to talk to me again. And everybody listening to me can go at any level. You can start off with $10. You can start off with $100. Ultimately, what matters most is this. You get what I like to call a reality check. Now, when we say reality check out here in the real world, we're talking about somebody is living in a fantasy land and somebody needs to come along and shake their tree. That's not what I mean when I say reality check. What I mean is you get a real paycheck. and you now are coming to the reality that you can get checks for your knowledge. That's what I mean by a reality check. How many people on this call would like a reality check? You'd like someone to give you $25, $50, $100, $300, or $500, $1,000 for what you know, because you know it's that good. If that's you, type in reality check in the chat. Type that in real quick. Type in reality check. Who wants to get a reality check tonight? All right. Nate wants a reality check. Good stuff. Who else wants a reality check? What's up, Wendell? Good to see you, my man. Beatrice, good to see you out there. Reality check. Excellent, excellent. Because you deserve a reality check for sure. And I want everybody to get their first reality check within 24 to 48 hours of tonight's webinar. All right. Now, let me also say this. I promise to give you no hype, no BS, no fluff, all meat, all potatoes, and I'll leave room for questions at the end. Okay. So let's dive into this. So as I said, I'm going to show you how to do all of that, show you how I did it and how you can do it too. So here's where you really want to pay close attention. So if you've been trying to find a way to come up with needed cash for anything, but you haven't been successful, I know basically what the problem is, but the good news is an easy fix. The problem is, in my opinion, you continuously go outside of yourself. You're trying to find someone or something to solve the problem when you are the solution. When the man or woman who you see in the mirror has everything they need, it's just now a matter of uncovering what you have and systematically bringing it to the surface and putting it in front of people who want to purchase it, okay? Now, here's my promise to you. You can fix this money problem that you have starting today, and you can do it without signing up for a business opportunity, okay? Nothing wrong with business opportunities. You're probably in 1, 2, 3 right now. It doesn't really matter. It's okay, but you don't have to solve it by getting into yet another one. You can do it without selling somebody else's stuff, online, offline, whatever. You can do it without recruiting people into something. You can do it without building a website or a sales funnel. You don't even have to build an email list. And great, my favorite, you don't have to spend any money. So there's no technical know-how needed. There's no moving parts, believe it or not, but you can do it. And you can do it, and you will do it if you choose to after tonight's webinar. But here's a shocking fact I want to cover. Most people are walking around with over $100,000 worth of knowledge in their head right now. It's $10,000 a month in income. That's $2,500 a week. Everybody listening to me has this in them. I know it sounds hard to believe because you've never been able to make money from it to this point, but it's a fact. It's a verifiable fact, okay? But nobody has shown you how to turn what you know into cash flow. That's the real issue. Nobody's shown you how to do it. And because of that, good people like you, like me, are suffering with money problems for what I like to say is really no reason. I guess the reason would be they just don't know how to access it, but it's really no reason. I'm talking about ordinary knowledge that you've had in your mind and in your heart and in your experience for years, okay? And you're either using that knowledge in your day-to-day life, it's just ordinary, whatever, it's just, it's just you, or you are freely giving it away to others, okay? Now, when I say ordinary, let me qualify that. It's ordinary to you, but it's extraordinary to others, and that's your blind spot. Lisa Nichols says that, I meant to put this quote here, I forgot, but Lisa Nichols, the famous motivational speaker, says that, your 50% knowledge on something is somebody else's 150% knowledge on that same subject. So while you're sitting around thinking that you need to be an expert, a guru, a superstar, a celebrity, best-selling author, etc., and that's the reason, because you're none of those things, that you don't go out and print money from your knowledge, that's your blind spot. You can help someone get to their next level. Delatoro McNeil says it best, and I love this. He says, you are the aspirin to someone's headache. Think about that. And you know how that's true? Because how many people are calling you on the phone, texting you, coming to your house, meeting you for coffee to try to get your aspirin for free? They're trying to get your aspirin. In other words, they have pain, you have the pain relief, and they're trying to get it from you for free, and you're just tossing around tablets. But like I say, Delatoro says you're the aspirin to someone's pain, but I say aspirin ain't free, right? Also, let me go on to say that he didn't say this, but let me just add to it. Aspirin solves a very basic, simple pain problem, but you and I both know that you can't cure cancer with an aspirin. In other words, some people around you have such the pain, and you have the solution to that pain that is worth way more than they will pay for a bottle of aspirin. You're talking about curative, and I'm using cure as a figurative language here. I'm not really talking about curing actual cancer, but there are people listening to me right now that somebody would give you $500 to set up something like a Facebook business page because they just don't know how to do it. And you're thinking, man, it takes 5 minutes. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It takes 5 minutes to change oil in your car. Does anybody on here want to climb underneath their car and figure that out? Probably not, unless you're a mechanic on here. And there's even more to point. You as a mechanic, Mr. and Mrs. Mechanic, can print money, from your walk around knowledge without having to climb under someone's hood. You can add that to your income. This is what I'm so passionate about, because this you all can do. So I'm here to introduce you to a proven method to cash in on that ordinary knowledge. And I like to call it micro coaching. All right. Now, the reason I call it micro coaching, and I don't know if this is a word, I can't claim that I made this up. I've not seen it anywhere else. And if you have, it's fine. I didn't make it up. And bottom line is this: I call it micro coaching because I am a business coach. And people, my current private business coaching program is $5,000. Okay. Now, that's transformative in nature. In other words, if someone pays me that, I'm there to give them a complete transformation. But micro coaching is not necessarily that. It's just pain. It's a simple solution that can be implemented quickly so that person can get to their next steps, whatever that might be. That's why I call it micro coaching. Some micro coaching I've done took me 10 minutes, while others have taken me a few hours. It just depends on the need. It depends on the challenge. But what's good news is that no matter whether it's 10 minutes or 2 hours, I already had the knowledge. I didn't have to go study up. I didn't have to go figure it out. I already knew. I'm going to give you an example of a live example that happened today. Okay, actually, I've been working on it for a couple of days, but it happened today. It was consummated today, and I'm going to give you that example. Okay, so in order to cash in on micro coaching, first of all, I want you to understand two basic things. First of all, and this for some of you is kind of like, wow, people are willing to pay for your knowledge if you just ask for it to be paid. If you would just ask to be paid, people will pay you. Let me give you an example of a micro coaching situation with a cousin of mine. My cousin, Tanisha, reached out to me not too long ago after having seen my wife put a bio. She had her bio on a program that she posted on her Facebook wall. And the bio that was there led to my wife getting contacted for an honorary doctorate. So it was written so well that the lady who read it reached out to my lady and the lady reached out to my wife to talk to her about their doctorate program, and my wife accepted. And long story short, her bio opened the door for that opportunity. So my cousin was like, "Man, your wife's bio is amazing. I would love to have a bio like that." I said, "Well, guess what? I wrote it." She said, "You wrote that bio?" I said, "Yeah, I've been doing bios for years. I have people all over the place want me to write their bios because I'm good at it." And my cousin was like, "Well, can you do mine?" I was like, "For $50, I'll write your bio." She cashed at me $50. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? This is a family member who is in ministry, who does public speaking. And when she sent over her bio to me, it read like some kind of left brain resume. And nobody wants to read that. A bio is supposed to have pop. You know what I mean? It's supposed to drive an emotion on the readers, from the reader to go, "Wow, I want to know this person." But because I have that walk around knowledge, I got an easy little $50 from my cousin to cover her bio. Is this starting to make sense? I hope I'm starting to crack the door. And I don't market myself out as someone who does bios. But here's what I do know, and I said this in my other webinar. This is a principle I live by. The what and the why is for free, but the how has to have a fee. Okay? The what and all of you give away stuff, you want your brain picked, let people pick your brain for the what and the why. Give that away. But when it comes to the how, they have to pay for that. Now they can do a done with you, done for you, or do it yourself, but one way or the other, you can be paid to walk them through that process. So anyway, that's number one. Number two is people are already paying others for what you're giving away. There's already a market for it. Trust me, there's a market for everything. And that doesn't mean you market everything. And I don't make it a point, like I said, to go around, doing bios. But look, the opportunity presented itself. I'm good at it. It comes easy to me. It's hard for her, which I'm going to dig more into that in a minute. That's how I was able to get that $50. Okay. All right. Good stuff. So let's keep going. So with a little bit of quality training and a decent work ethic, micro coaching can create cash for debts, cash for pocket money, cash to live more comfortably. We're coming up on the front of the month has already passed, but some of you are still struggling to pay certain bills. Cash for buying back your time. In other words, what does it take for you to earn on a daily basis for you to actually be free from your job if you have one? Well, you can actually do that. Today alone, I brought in $300 from micro coaching stuff. Okay. Not even anything else I did, just from micro coaching. You can create extra cash to do all kinds of stuff, but that's why I love micro coaching. Okay. So let's get into it. All right. So here's where you want to start taking notes. And as I said, I'll leave room for questions. So let's use my results to explain the process. So I opened the training tonight talking about this $64,000. Now this is over a calendar year. Okay. So step one, here's step one. Okay. You want to figure out the one thing that people are always calling you for or coming to you for, or the one thing that's easy for you and hard for others. As I just explained, writing bios is easy for me because I have the skill of copywriting. That's really what it is. I developed the skill of copywriting over the years. I paid for some courses. I did some training, blah, blah, blah. But I have the knowledge. I have the skill. I don't use it very much, but hey. So that's the first step is, what's that thing? I had a lady that put on her Facebook wall, what is the one thing that when you guys think of me as it relates to a problem you think I can solve, what would that thing be? And then she got a bunch of different responses, but what she did from that little test, that survey, is there was a couple of things that came out more than others. And she started to see how people saw her. And then she started to think about how many phone calls she gets on a certain subject. And that certain subject was showing up over and over again. So that's step number one, ladies and gentlemen, is what's that one thing? By the way, it doesn't necessarily have to be business. I play chess every single day. Literally, I play too much chess. And the first time that I explored this strategy I'm teaching you guys, I met a guy. I used to work for United Cerebral Palsy in Ohio. There was a gentleman that I used to transport in a wheelchair. And one day we got to casually talking about chess and how I love to play chess, been playing since high school. And he's like, man, I've always really wanted to learn how to play chess. I've never really had anybody to teach me. And I was like, man, I'll teach you how to play chess. Now, I was going to basically do it because I love the game. But do you know what the next thing out of his mouth was? Well, how much do you charge? Isn't that amazing that somebody would actually say that? And some of you have had people say that, and you go, oh, well, just give me what you think. And you haven't really considered the real value of it. And I was at that point with him because he hit me like I wasn't prepared for that. But I'm an entrepreneur. So I was like, look, $150, I'll give you 10 lessons. He's like, deal. And then as soon as he said deal, I'm like, well, maybe I didn't charge him enough. But so we just started doing chess lessons. But I love to play chess, so it was easy. He just was fascinated that somebody would take the time to teach him. And I got $150. This is a long time ago. This is probably 15 or plus years ago that I did that. So my point is, it doesn't have to be business. It can actually be something that you're passionate about. It could be a hobby. It could be anything like that, right? If you so choose to use it for that reason. But for most of you, it's going to be something that's in your business skill set, okay? Even if somebody just wants to run something by you. Here's another example. I had a guy hit me up. I actually have several people do this, and one guy actually I hit him with, and he paid me. But people hit me up because they know my background. They say, hey, Larry, can I send you this link? I want to get your opinion on this thing. And really what they're doing is it's an amateurish way to try to get me to look at an opportunity to see if I'd be interested. So what I decided to do one day is say, okay, I responded with, hey, you know what? If you would like me to do an appraisal, I'll be happy to do an appraisal for $97. I'll appraise your opportunity and tell you what I think of it if you really want to know my opinion. Because if you're trying to get my time to look at something, then you obviously don't recognize that my time is valuable. And so because I recognize my time is valuable, I'm not going to just give it to you for free. Well, guess what? It became a deterrent. So people stopped asking me. But one time I had a guy reach out to me and he was opening a company, and he asked me to look at his company website, to read it over, to look at everything and give him an assessment. And I said, okay, well, now listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. I said, what do you normally charge, or what do you have set aside for these types of projects? He said, it could be anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. It really would just depend on what I need. And I was actually shocked by that, right? So I said, well, excuse me, I'll do it for $2,000. You give me $1,000 now, give me a week, and I'll go through the website And once I give you the report, I'll collect the other 1,000. The next thing out of his mouth is, do you want that through PayPal or do you want me to wire it to your bank account? And so I took his $1,000 and I praised his website and gave him an 8-page report on it. That led to me becoming the director of training for this company. And he was paying me $6,000 a month as the director of training. And I could work out of my house. So you see how powerful this is, ladies and gentlemen? So let me go on, okay? So you want to find a painful problem that you can solve, okay? Now, I want to stress that the problem is an information problem. It's not you trying to peddle a product or a service. It's easier and faster for you to sell your knowledge. Now, if a product or service can supplement the deal or make the deal, maybe you really need it, but it's not the primary point. The primary point here is that you have knowledge that you want to sell, all right? So earlier today, I collected $150, okay? What was the painful problem? It was how to run a successful Craigslist ad. I've been running Craigslist ads, man, I want to say since 2012 for home-based business opportunities. At one point, I was making $300 to $500 a day just from a Craigslist ad, every single day. Every day. Run a Craigslist ad, $300 to $500. I had a partner who had figured out a method that he taught me, and together we ran a business opportunity through Craigslist ads. So I've been doing Craigslist marketing for years. I hear people complaining over and over and over again about Craigslist. And I actually created a whole entire Craigslist group. It's got like 500 people in it right now. And every single week, somebody is reaching out to me from that group that I built about Craigslist marketing because I do it. I do it all the time. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm going to give you a real live example that's tangibly happening right now with me. It's one of several, but this is the one that happened literally today. Okay. So that's step number one, is to identify the pain. Here's step number two. Locate where people are who have the problem that you're ready to solve. Now, where I'm talking about in particular for speed and ease is Facebook. There is literally a group for everything. The other day, I talked to a gentleman for about 10 or 15 minutes, and he really could have charged me. He should have charged me for the information I got from him. But he friended me on Facebook. Somebody that knew me from my world of marketing, and we got to chatting. And he had said that I had asked him about this group, which is what I'm talking about. I located a particular group that I wanted to get into, and Facebook showed me in that particular group how many of my actual friend connections were in the group. I think it was 220 some people, right? So I started going down the list, just, reaching out to them, like, hey, we're friends in this group. Is the group working for you? You getting any results? All right. So he said that he was in 4,000 groups. I was like, what? 4,000 groups? How are you in 4,000? I just couldn't believe it. I had never met anybody in 4,000 Facebook groups. So over the next 2 days, as time permitted, we chatted back and forth about the value of that. And so what was amazing that he gave me was, and again, this is he should have charged for this. He was like, the number one way that he's been able to use Facebook groups, like the one that I had saw him in, was not pitching and promoting and spamming the group, because some of these groups let you do that. He said there were only two things that he would do, and they were getting results. The first thing he would do was go live in the group, which almost nobody does in these groups. He went live in the group, but he went live to teach, train, and educate. And the second thing that he did was to promote webinars, like the one you're on tonight. Now, he had told me that the groups that he joins averages 10 to 20,000 members. So even if I only had 10 groups that had 10,000 people in them, that's a potential 100,000 people that could potentially see it. Now, obviously, not everybody would see it, but if you think about it like an email list, or if you think about it like a direct mail distribution list to an actual physical neighborhood, and you're doing like direct mail, that's a lot of households. And that was so brilliant to me that he would expose me to that. But I already knew enough about groups to go into the groups to find the people, but he just expanded my whole understanding, and I just expanded yours by sharing that. He could have really charged me for that, and I would have been willing to pay for it. Because he started to teach, he started talking to me about, how he went to the groups, and, you can't obviously market to 4,000 groups all at once. And I'm thinking that he had a magic software or something. But anyway, I hope you get where I'm coming from. So you want to locate where the people are. And Facebook in particular, since we're all on Facebook, has a group for everything. And so a great thing that you can do is start thinking about the people that have the pain that I want to solve, where they're most likely to be in a Facebook group. Just go up to the top of the Borrow Facebook group in the search, type in the subject, like the term, or whatever. Then put the search term in, and then once you hit enter, across the top, you'll see a bunch of options. Just click on groups, and voila, there'll be groups right there that you can actually select, okay? So find the problem in groups, all right? Now, so as I said, the guy that I started the business relationship with, he and I had never done business before. And I don't even think we had a conversation. If we did, it was a long time ago, right? Because I have like 5,000 friends. But anyway, so he and I connected in the Facebook group. And as I said, when I entered the group, it showed me that I had a couple hundred of my personal friends in that same group. And I went looking for that intentionally because that's a great place to begin without like having to cold prospect, which I'm happy to do. But I'm about to tell you, if you had to do that, what you do and how to do that. Okay. So does that make sense? All right. Am I going too fast? Talk to me, guys. Everybody good? You follow me so far? Is this good so far? Talk to me. Talk to me. All right, good. Says good. Yes, yes. All right, perfect. Lorraine, Beatrice, cool. Step 3, dangle your carrot to see who'll bite. Okay? Dangle your carrot to see who'll bite. Now, this goes back to step 1. Okay? The carrot is the pain that you're looking to solve. Okay? All right, now, so in varying different forms from the Facebook group, what I would do is, now in this particular case, it was a marketing group, people that market a product or service. And I knew that Craigslist was something that I wanted to kind of work towards, but it wasn't the only thing. I know how to do Craigslist, I know how to do Facebook marketing, blah, blah, blah. I know how to do a lot of stuff. So Craigslist just happened to be the one that, in this particular example I'm using, was the one that came out that I knew could help this person. So anyway, striking up conversations and just asking, have you ever considered using Craigslist to get X? In other words, I went in knowing that the problem I wanted to solve was someone who has attempted to market on Craigslist in the past and failed, or they heard about Craigslist marketing and never tried it, but wanted to see if they can get results. All right. So I dangle a carrot. It's a conversation. You dangle the conversational carrot, and you should know in advance the pain that you're trying to solve, and you should know in advance who has the pain. So this makes it a lot easier. You're not just guessing. Okay, you kind of know in advance where the people will be that you want to help. Okay, so that's step 3. Step 4 is move the conversation to the telephone. I can't tell you how many people try to do business over text and chat. It's foolish, especially if you want to actually close business. Now, I begin on Facebook. I'll chat a little bit. I'll have a back and forth conversation. Hey, hey, Joe, Larry, look, I see you in this Facebook group, man. Is this group working for you? Because I'm never marketing in this group. I'm just trying to see if it'll work. They'll say, yeah, it'll work, it don't work, or they'll ignore you. It doesn't really matter. But if I get a conversation going, and I'll ask them, I'm not marketing the group. Can you give me some tips on how to make this group work? Because I don't want to be in this group if it's not going to work for me. But if you're getting results, can you help me see how I can get some results? So now I have a conversation started. And if it's valuable, great. And I was like, all right, cool. So my thing is Craigslist. I've been doing really cool on Craigslist. And I might even say, hey, by the way, here's a link to my Craigslist ad right now that I'm getting or that I have up. And the fact that I even have an ad up on Craigslist for some people is marvelous because they can't get an ad up. So I may send them a link to an ad that I have up and say, hey, this is the one I'm running right now. And I've been getting, some good traffic and leads to it. Have you ever thought about Craigslist, as a way to generate, leads for your business or whatever? And it was like, yes, but I haven't never done it, or no, I've tried it, but not getting results, or no, I'm not interested in Craigslist. Doesn't really matter. I'm looking for pain to solve. Okay. But at a certain point in the texting back and forth, I'm going to invite them to talk to me by phone, because then I can start doing step 5 here, and that's to build rapport. In my rapport building process, I typically follow a formula. My formula, let's say you and I've never talked before and your area code is 248. So I'm gonna start off building rapport through your area code. I'll say, where's 248 area code? You might say, I don't even know where that is. I didn't know it was an area code. Let's say that's South Carolina. See, I'm not going straight to business. Even though I'm on the phone with them for Craigslist, I need to build rapport. Why? Because I'm going to hopefully transact. And I can't go straight to business. I have to build rapport. They have to feel like they know me, like me, and trust me first. But it's genuine. I'm not making up anything. 248, where's that? That's South Carolina. So I'll say, okay, you from there? You from somewhere else? They'll say, I'm from there, or they'll answer the question. Then I'll give as much as I'm getting. Like I'm up here in Tampa. You ever heard of Odessa? I live in the suburb of Tampa. Been here about 10 years from Ohio. So then I asked them, hey, are you a full-time entrepreneur or do you work a day job as well? I like to ask what I like to call fork in the road questions, right? Fork in the road is, are you from there? Are you from somewhere else? You have a day job or is this all you do? That's a fork in the road. You can go left or right, go either direction. And I give as much as I get, okay? So then once I build some rapport, we might have a laugh about the latest football game or talk about our spouses, our kids, our faith, whatever is in common. And by the way, you can pull some of this from their profile, and you should, to just have, build some affinity. I'm going to identify the pain level. And the reason that's important is because just because a person has pain doesn't mean it's enough pain for them to want to relieve. That's important. Dull pain doesn't equal a transaction. You cannot close business with somebody who does not have real pain. You just can't. You never will. Or urgency. If you have the two together, you're going to close people almost every single time. Even if you screw up the conversation, screw up the offer, you'll almost always close somebody that's in excruciating pain and it's urgent that they get it fixed. Now, everybody listening to me, I'm sure has a great business, great service. So I know you're not going to take advantage of anybody. My point is, that's what you're after. And I'm asking questions. If I could show you how to actually run a Craigslist ad and generate leads, if that's their goal, obviously, and I can help you, and I'll personally walk you through the process and I'll help you fine tune the process, blah, blah, blah. Is that what you're looking for? I'm trying to assess the pain, right? So once I figure that out, I'm going to make them an offer, but there's a couple of ways that you can make an offer. The first way you can make an offer is the pain that you're looking to relieve, somebody else is most likely already doing pain relief and getting paid for it. Go research it and figure out what is the going rate for that, and then price yourself accordingly. That's an easy way to do it. A can of beans at Walmart is X. If you want to sell a can of beans in your store, well, Walmart's giving you a kind of a free case study of what it would cost, right? And you go above, below, or be the same. It's really up to you, and that's how you want to price accordingly. But you want to make an offer, and you want to be bold and unapologetic about the offer. All offers that I make, I'm participating in because I want that person to get a result. I'm going to participate. In other words, even if it's a do-it-yourself, I teach them something and they want to run off and do it, I'm going to add a follow-up of some sort so that if they have questions, concerns, they get data back, they don't know how to analyze, I'm going to step up and do that because that just creates, a great rapport building opportunity for me to do business later. Okay. So make an offer and then close the deal. Now, when I say close the deal, in most cases, close the deal then. Sometimes you have to come back, but I'm always looking to close the deal while I have the person on the phone. I'm not a pushy guy, but I am a closer. And I'm going to figure out if there's a way I can close that person that day, I'm going to close them that day. And then I'm going to get to work with them as quickly as possible. Not often I can meet with them that day to work on it, but I'm typically pretty quick if my availability is there to help them get this problem solved. Okay? Because remember, I'm solving the problem with information. I don't need to fix anything. It's just information. Okay? Now, to wrap up, I would suggest that you start with $20. All right? $20. And this is just kind of a confidence builder if you've never done it before. So you figure out what it is that you want to do. And I would say if you can get it done anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour just in the beginning, at no less than $20. Obviously, you want to value your time, but 30 minutes, for most information that you exchange with somebody is enough time to really give them what they need. But you know better than I do what that'll take. As I said before, sometimes it takes me longer. It really just depends on several factors. But I know what those factors are because it's my own walk around knowledge. They don't know. I have to tell them how long it will take. But I'd say start off with $20. And here's why I say that. Let's say you have a particular problem that you want to solve for someone, and you get 4 people that, want you to solve that problem, and you do it in a group. and it takes you 1 hour to do it. Well, you just made it $80 an hour. See what I'm saying? And you don't have to do these as one-off. I don't have the time to dig into how to build a group coaching program and all of that, but this whole entire training was about one-off conversations that you can jump on the phone with somebody, and that day on that conversation, you can pull money out of the conversation. Okay, so anywhere from $20 to $300 to get started, and be willing to take payments. I wouldn't take payments on $20. But once you cross over $100, depending on the market you're in, you might have to take a couple payments. And as you get stronger with this, and as you get a lot more credible, if this is something you want to do, maybe you won't take payments. I'm just saying be open to it so that you can keep the door open. In the particular example I've been using tonight, that 150 was a portion of the actual negotiated fee that I charged. Okay, it was actually a little more than half. So I was right at the $300 mark for what you guys learned tonight of me actually using it. Okay, so to recap real quick on micro coaching, number one, find a painful problem to solve that's already in your head. Locate people who have that problem. All right. And you want to find that. My recommendation is in a large group like on Facebook. And there's other places, LinkedIn. I mean, there's all kinds of places, but Facebook is a great place since we're all there. Dangle the carrot. In other words, see who is interested in getting that pain relief from that community. And you can do that and you should do that with individual conversations. I would not drop a message in a Facebook group. I would simply reach out privately, start with your friend connections that are in that group, and go from there. Move the conversation to the telephone so they can hear your voice. You can build rapport, et cetera, and so forth. And then move towards the offer after you've built rapport, after you've identified the pain level, and then close the deal and be willing to take payments. So these 5 things will help you start printing money on a daily basis. Okay? So tomorrow, I will be doing exactly what I'm teaching you because I do it every single day. And these things lead to my transformative coaching programs. The $5,000 programs and stuff that I sell, I've gotten those clients from $50 micro coaching. And that's a large part because they got an opportunity to deal with me on a smaller level and saw results. So it made it a lot easier to introduce the larger package. I don't know if you do that, but it doesn't really matter if you do it or don't do it. I think you get my point, okay? So what you've just learned is part of my program that I call the Print Money Formula, okay? And the Print Money Formula is a simple to follow, non-technical step-by-step process for identifying your most profitable walk-around knowledge and profit from it with ease. Now, my window, or actually it's not window, my range of income that I work with people on is I typically try to get you in somewhere between $5,000 to $20,000 a month in income with your walk-around knowledge, okay? So it goes beyond just micro coaching. I can get into teaching you how to build a high-ticket offer like mine based on your walk-around knowledge. And so these are the 4 stages of the Print Money Formula. And we went through it tonight using micro coaching as an example. But I'm sure there's a lot of questions that you may have that you want to fill in the gaps. And maybe you want to get to, $4, $5, $6, $8, $10,000 a month from your walk-around knowledge. You can do it. I do it all the time, okay? So now you have a choice going away, and I'll leave room for questions. I got to grab my charger. If you guys can give me like 90 seconds, I forgot to plug in my laptop here. So let me grab that charger, and then we'll talk about some choices. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Okay. So we got some questions. We'll take some Q&A here. So option number 1 is to go ahead and figure this out on your own. I mean, as I said, hopefully I made it simple enough for you all to jump on the phone tomorrow and make it happen. It's not the strongest way to go. There is some trial and error, obviously, if you've never done it before. There might be a couple of things that you need to fine tune. But really, you can do it. My recommendation is to plug into a system, which, is a system I've been told is basically the acronym for save yourself time, energy, and money. Plug into a proven system. That way you can eliminate wasted time. You get guided help. get mentorship and stay motivated and make money faster. Nothing would please me more for all of you to get your first reality check in the next 24 hours, whether it's $20, $50, $100, it doesn't really matter. My record for one transaction is over $17,000. I was at an event as a speaker. Like I was one of several speakers. Got on stage for 10 minutes, did a quick talk. Two guys from the audience pulled me aside, booked an appointment. We sat down and talked. I gave them an offer. It was a $25,000 offer. They couldn't use all the parts and pieces that I was offering, so we negotiated down to 17 grand, and then they wired me the money. So it doesn't really matter what level you want to go with. I know how to help you, okay? So I'd recommend do the smart thing and choose option two. If it makes sense to fly a plane, if it makes sense not to fly a plane without proper training, a map, and a co-pilot, then it should make sense not to try to do something like this level without training and expertise and all of that, okay? But you did get enough to go on your own. I don't want to make you think that you have to work with me. I just want to work with those who really see that they have the potential to have a life-changing income from their walk-around knowledge. I have a guy here locally, Steve Hopper, that I work with. I was trying to get Steve on tonight, but he was not available. But he would tell you from some of the stuff I've taught him, he's gotten himself up to the point where he has a $25,000 offer that he does at every one of his events. And he always gets anywhere from 2 to 5 people to bite on that, and 3 or 4 years ago, he would have never believed that he could actually do that. But now he does it on a regular basis, and he's doing incredibly well, kicking out some amazing success stories, et cetera, and so forth. So anyway, like maybe, you may choose option one. I've done that myself, and I've wasted some time, so I've learned my lesson. I prefer proper training. I prefer quality mentorship. I prefer systems. That's my preference. So if that's you and you want to work with me, here, take down my numbers, 813-815-1909. Again, that's 813-815-1909. If somebody could type that into the chat so others can grab it, that'd be great. One more time, 813-815-1909, okay? So you can text me with your name with the letters PMF, which stands for Print Money Formula, and I'll tell you why here in just a minute. So if the idea of turning what you know into cash flow to the tune of $10,000 seriously interests you, and you value the wisdom of getting help to save you time, energy, and money, schedule a time to talk. Text me with PMF and we'll schedule a time to talk. And just so you know, I have a group coaching program that's starting on the 10th where I'm digging deeply into the Print Money Formula, and I'm going to walk people to getting to that $5,000 and above range of their knowledge. And this is by invitation only. And I did a webinar last week, and my goal was to get 12 people signed up for that. But you got to talk to me first, and we can just discuss to see if it's a fit. That's why I said we're not doing any transactions. We can talk. If it resonates with you, text me, 813-815-1909, PMF with your name, and we can get on the phone and chat. So who is this coaching call for? If you text me or get with me. If you're tired of giving away your information to people, if you're ready to if you're ready to transition from being everybody's free expert to a paid expert, and you're ready to get help with overcoming your self-doubts, and maybe you're here thinking you're not good enough, or smart enough or credentialed enough to do this, I'm telling you that you are, but maybe we just need to talk about it. So simple answer to why I'm doing this is that some of you need me to help you. And I like helping people get to their next level financially. And so that's why. So during the 2-day group coaching that I'm going to do, I'm going to work with those of you who want to really dig into your walk around knowledge. And we're going to do what I call a money zone checklist, because you have a money zone that you're credible in. And I want to show you what that is. I'm going to help you pick the most profitable ones, refine your target market, create what I call your evergreen presentation. In other words, a presentation that you can put out there and that's going 24/7, and that whoever it is that you're trying to help will find you and then book a call with you. Now, I also help you build an offer that's anywhere from $500 to $2,000. In other words, that's what people pay you for your knowledge. And then I'll help you get to your first 10 grand, and hopefully we can do that by Christmas. All right. So I got room for 2 more people. If that's you and you want to book, text me 813-815-1909. Text the letters PMF, Print Money Formula. I'll reach back to you and I'll put you in my calendar. But just real quick, don't schedule unless you're ready to commit to some work. You're not a whiner, that you generally want help hitting 10 grand by Christmas, if at all possible. You believe that you're worth it and you want to earn more money now. And you're willing to, put some skin in the game. You're willing to put some time, effort, and energy into it. So one more time, 813-815-1909, type in PMF. And now, as we wrap up, I'm going to leave you guys some time for questions. If you have questions, go ahead and type those questions in the chat. But I'd also like to know, did you find value tonight in tonight's training? Was this good for you? Do you see yourself being able to now print money with some of the walk-around knowledge that you have? Do you see that even in some of the appointments that you booked, that some of those appointments could be money that you can walk away from and, get some money? Thank you, Lorraine. Appreciate you. All right. Anybody else get value out of this? Or do you have questions? Oh, somebody just texted me. I just heard my phone go off. All right. Whoever's at the 618 area code, thank you. I got your text message. Any questions, any comments? Thank you, Nate. Appreciate you, my friend. Nate says great value. Anybody else? It's okay if you don't. It's all good. So, all right. That's it for tonight. Thank you all for listening. Again, if you're catching this on replay, type in 813-815-1909 on your phone. Send a text PMF, and I'll circle back to you, and we'll book a time, and we'll go from there. So with that being said, go forth in victory. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, and God bless.